Welcome to Wrestling Talk. Today, this is Cookie King 73, and today we'll be rating NXT Battleground 2025. I told you this would happen if I watched it. It just happened a little bit later because I've been busy doing the other important stuff. So, other important things for YouTube. So, another announcement is that the Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank match card opinions will be coming out. Then the predictions later on in the week. Next week. So, and then let's begin with the first match. The first match is for the NXT North American Women's Championship. It is the champion Soruka. It was Soruka defeating Kalani Jordan in a match that was good, but it led more to be desired in my opinion, so I can't give this any higher than a 4. It was a good match, but if it went a little bit longer, maybe it would have been better. You know, it's one of those situations where maybe a longer match would have benefited. It would have benefited from being a longer match. Yeah. Overall, it was a good match, but I can't give it any higher than a 4. The next match is a 6-man tag team match between Hank and Tank, Hank Walker and Tank Ledger, and Josh Briggs versus the Cooling, Brooks Jensen, Nico Vance, and Sean Spears. Now this match went back and forth, but it wasn't like a spectacular match. I'm going to give it a 3. A 3 is the highest I'm willing to give this. This was just a random match. It wasn't any. I don't think it was supposed to be spectacular or anything. But overall, it was just there, in my opinion. The next match is just like a feud match with Channing Stax Lorenzo defeating Tony D'Angelo. This match to me was a good match, and overall I'll give it an 8. It was a good match for a show that the first 2 matches were absolute, not the best. This one gets an 8. It was good. It had emotion in it. It told a story, which is what all you could ask from wrestling. Okay, next is a match for the NXT Women's Championship. It was Stephanie Vaquer defeating Jordan Grace. Now, overall, I don't watch NXT often, but this was a pretty good women's match. And it gets in 8 too. They went back and forth, and ultimately it was, a very compelling story. Next thing we have to talk about is the next match was for the NXT Championship. Champion Oba Femi defeating Miles Bourne. Now this match, this match was absolutely good. Oba Femi destroyed Matt Bourne. Then Matt Bourne came back a little bit, almost beat Oba Femi, and he ultimately did lose. But this is a 10. It was a perfect underdog story. I think it made people root for Miles Bourne. It overall did a good job. It's a 10, in my personal opinion. no less, no more. And then the main event is for the TNA World Championship, and it was Trick Williams defeating and becoming the new champion by beating Joe Hendry in a match that was also a 10 out of 10. They had a table spot, they had overall a good match. The ending was a little bit lame, where Joe Hendry's head just landed on the title, where most people would have kicked out of that. He didn't, and I thought that was quite lame. But, overall it was a very good show. And the final rating for this show, I'm going to be generous and give it a 6. It had some perfect moments, it had some unperfect moments, but the bad stuff didn't really drag down the show. But I can't really give it any higher than a 6. Some of the stuff was good, some of the stuff was like, eh. So a 6 is the perfect rating for this. It is what it is. So goodbye.